Hi there, welcome to the Folk Adventure Rides channel. As you see, this time from Canberra, Australia. Our main objective of this ride is to go and watch the MotoGP in Phillip Island. I was accompanied by those riders who all live in Australia. During the build-up and the week before our ride, we were all concerned about this massive storm that was looming over the Victoria state of Australia. So our first day would be from Canberra in the ACT down to Bright. And then just outside of Canberra the road was closed and we had to take a detour. So as we have anticipated some rain en route, we had to dress up. Francois needing some assistance there to get dressed as well. So that was in Buckham where we put the rain attire on and we were off, where we refueled at Kulak. Our lunch stop was in Holbrook. Off to Bright, which is our final destination for day one. We went through Albury, Wodonga, Myrtleford to eventually arrive in Bright. So on day two we were hoping to be able to cross over to Mount Hotham, and this is our first field stop of the morning in Bright. So here we're on the mountain pass to see whether we can get over Mount Hotham. It's still raining, as you can see, and unfortunately about 20 kilometers into the pass some riders coming from the front actually told us that the pass is closed for traffic due to the rain and due to flooding further on. So further on, or back to through Bright we went and tried to find alternative, more scenery like routes to go, as we do not actually want to go via the highway down to Melbourne. We ran into yet another road closure and we had no option but to go back to the highway and head straight down to Melbourne. This is a roadhouse where we had a quick lunch. It's the Avenel Roadhouse, and after that we headed down to Melbourne again. So the road closures forced us to go right through the peak traffic of Melbourne. We actually had some heat and we had to go through the long tunnel. You can see how we are waiting in the traffic. not a good time or not a good experience if you are planning to do an adventure ride. So here we are en route to Inverloch, and here we are also spoiled with some beautiful scenery and some nice twists in the road. And after a long day we arrive at our final destination for day 2, and this is the house where we spent 3 nights. Lovely dry weather we found outside when we got up on day 3, and we are off to Cowes, the little town on Phillip Island. Many riders come to this town the day before the race to enjoy all sorts of exhibitions and have a few beers. So eventually day 4 arrived and we are off to Phillip Island. This is the bridge over the sea to get to the island. The motorcycles went past the vehicles, the cars on the left hand side. And at this junction only motorcycles were allowed into the motorcycle or the MotoGP track area. Cars had to park in Cowes and they had to take a bus to get to the track. This is the entrance to where we parked the motorcycles, and as you can see it's muddy, mushy and rather slippery too, so one has to be careful here to not drop the bike. That was it on the race day. Then we headed back home to avoid most of the traffic, as all of these bikes have to go over that one bridge back. So this takes us to day 5 from Inverloch to Corryong, where we slept over. It's a 620 kilometer ride, quite a long day, around 8 hours in the saddle. the objectives of today's ride is to get to the mountains where we can ride all the mountain passes with all these lovely twists and swings, which we thoroughly enjoyed. At one point it really felt as if these twists never end. It was such great fun to ride the twists, and it was such a beautiful scenery around us to witness. This was in Omeo, where we had stopped for a nice cup of coffee at the Crazy Cow. So our last day was not as long. It was actually shorter in distance, and we did not spend so much time in the saddle. Yet again, we have chosen to do all the twists, turns, the mountain passes as far as we could, and it was again spectacular and great fun to do. This portion is through one of the national parks in Australia, in the Victoria State. Beautiful, beautiful place to go through. There's no scarcity of blue gum trees, one can see. So here we drive into Jindabyne, where we enjoyed our brunch at Dudley's Cafe. heading to Kuma via Dalgety. From Kuma, the last refuel, and then we will be heading to Canberra. At this stage, I think it's appropriate to express our thanks to Otto and Ina, who have done all the admin for the bookings and the arrangement of the trip, and to every member who actually participated. We really enjoyed your company and we look forward to the next one. Have a great ride going forward.